Everybody, I'm Josh Yargeau, and I'm going to be showing you Coggle. So Coggle is a digital like mind mapping tool. So first step, if you'd like to use it, first step is to go to coggle.it, and then I'm going to log in. And I highly recommend that you log in with like a Google account, especially if you've got like a Google Classroom kind of set up with your students already. So sign in with Google. I'm going to sign in on my Google account. And this is the kind of first, this is the dashboard. This is the first thing you'll see. A couple kind of quick things I'll run over with you. The first one is that you can see here it says one of 3 private diagrams used. Now, unfortunately, this is kind of one of the drawbacks of using Coggle is that you can only have, if you're on the free version, you can actually upgrade and pay $5 a month, I think it is, and you get unlimited. But if you're on the free version, you can only have 3 Coggles at a time. So if you do use this and you have students kind of create some, they can actually delete old ones though, and that allows them to create new ones. So there is a workaround, but of course it's not ideal to have students deleting some of their old work. So these are the Coggles that have been created by me so far. This is the shared with you folder, kind of a very neat feature I'll be talking a little bit more about later. And then lastly, there's the gallery. So the gallery is all the public Coggles. So if there are any of these public Coggles that you would like to use, of course you're allowed to. And some things that you can do with them, you can actually use them as a template. Of course you can download and present them still as well, but yeah, if you kind of like the way one's shaped or the way one's looks so far, if you'd like to use that as a starting point, you can use it as a template. Anyway, so if I want to create my own, I'm going to click Create Diagram. Okay, and I'm going to create my own. And one kind of an example of like a quick lesson idea or a way you can use this. So if for me, I would kind of envision this would be best for like grade 5, 6, 7, 8 students. There's a couple reasons why, and I'll talk about those as I kind of keep going here. But a lesson example. So for science, if we've got some students creating a Rube Goldberg machine. We're talking about simple machines and they're creating their own Rube Goldberg machine to kind of demonstrate their learning. They can use Coggle as like a way to collaborate on like a group project. So if I put Rube Goldberg here as my title, and at the top, and again, this is one of those features, this is the reason why I really encourage having like a Google Classroom. So I can actually invite people, I can collaborate with people. So I can type in their email, and then if I go back to that page where it said the shared by you folder, that would be where my shared Coggles are. But you can actually, you can invite people and collaborate with people, which is really, really awesome. So if I want to, I've got my Rube Goldberg here. Now if I want to make my different branches, you can see there's these little plus symbols. So I'm going to just click my plus symbol, make some branches, and yeah, so a couple things with the branches. Unfortunately, again, paid version, you can change the colors to this outside ring, and you can actually change like the design of the lines. You can still change the color using this inside ring for the free version. So if I want to change this to purple, great, now it's purple. Other quick thing, you can actually kind of change the shape too. So I can change which way it goes, and I can also make this line longer, shorter, anything like that. So I can make it shorter, move it around, all that stuff. So just make sure you can see the difference in the hand here. There's a little kind of pointer. That's how I know I'm on the right spot. And you can actually move it around to other sides too, which is kind of neat if you've got an open side. But anyway, so in my branch, I have 4 options here. So I can just type in. So if I'm going back to my Rube Goldberg example, I could have one branch that's about the levers I'm going to include in my project. I've got one that's going to include the pulleys, and then I've got maybe another one that's going to include a screw. So I've got 4 different things that I'm going to include in my Rube Goldberg machine, or in my group's Rube Goldberg machine. And if you want to just continue adding branches, you can see again the little plus symbol. I've got my pointer finger, so I can just add branches. Some of the other kind of options in here, you can actually just have a direct link to a website. So if there's like a YouTube video or just a website link that students get information from, they can post it right in here. Again, actually, one of the advantages is that it really helps. It's a good way to start the conversation of like information literacy and making sure you're citing your sources and referencing your sources. This makes it much easier because students have direct links of where they got their information from. You can upload a picture, and then you've got some icons that you can include. Yeah. So if you want to make your text bigger, so you can kind of edit, you can edit the text. If you want to bold it, italicize it, stuff like that. I'm just going to put my name here for now. So it's italicized. Now if I want to make it bigger, I have to use this little kind of corner piece, and you can see I've got the arrow. So that's how I make it bigger or smaller if you want to change the font size. So one of the drawbacks, another drawback I guess I should say, is if I wanted to kind of get rid of it, you can delete branches, and there's this little help symbol here in the bottom right corner, and this actually shows you some of the controls. If I want to remove a branch, I need to click Alt, and then you'll kind of notice there'll be this plus symbol will actually turn into a X. So you can see there it turned into an X. So if I want to delete this part of the branch, like I can delete this and it doesn't do much. I can delete this and it doesn't do much. But if I end up deleting, like let's say, I've got my thing there. Let's say I want to delete this part of the branch. Unfortunately, it deletes it deletes everything. So you can't select sections to delete. Unfortunately, it just kind of deletes the whole branch if you delete it right at the root. So talked a little bit about the collaboration side of it. Another feature that I really like is you can actually go back and you can view kind of like previous versions of it. So if you want to kind of like just see what you did 5 minutes ago, okay, this is what I did 5 minutes ago. This is where I'm at right now. Yeah, so you can kind of go back and view all the edits. Another great feature, you can enter comments. So again, this is where the collaboration side of it, I really like this for collaboration. But as a teacher as well, even I can come in and I can kind of check and see where students are at, and I can write comments, like way to go so far. Give them a little bit of feedback. I see you've got lots for your lever, focus. Now focus on finding examples of a screw. Yeah, so I can leave feedback. I can leave a comment, which is nice. And students, of course, could do that with each other's as well. So it's a way that they can kind of help review each other's work. Yeah, so lastly, there's these last 3 things here. So there's download, share this Coggle, and present. So if you want to download it as like a PDF, you can do that, right? You can download it as an image, a PNG file. You can share it. So if you want to make it public or share it, and you can also just actually present it too. So yeah, some of the features, I'm going to just show you an example. I'll show you the example that I've made. And as I'm doing that, I'll just kind of share with you some more lesson ideas. So again, I already talked about like how you can use this as like a group project collaboration. Another way that you can use this is like if you're doing some writing, students can create a mind map of their. Oh, whoops. You know what? I'll show you the PDF version of this. There we go. So if students are doing some writing and they need to create a mind map, this is obviously a great way to kind of get some ideas down and collaboration. I love that you can use this for collaboration. But yeah, quick idea there. Lastly, I mean, just really you can just have students use this to like show what they've learned. So if they're doing like a Genius Hour, like inquiry project, again, they can just kind of show the different routes that they take, the different kind of directions and different things that they would have looked at to kind of help answer their question, or learn about their topic. And then yeah, I mean, really, it's so open-ended. There's just so much that you can use it for. And another kind of last quick example I'll give you is you can even just have this at the beginning of a lesson. So if you're teaching about a topic, you can use this as like okay, what as a exit ticket. You know, students can demonstrate what they've learned throughout that lesson. So in the middle, you can put your topic, you know, you can do your lesson, you can do your activity, and students can just continue to make branches and continue to kind of just like highlight take notes, right? Take notes of what they've learned and highlight some of those key takeaways. So it's, yeah, Coggle is a great resource, and it's fairly straightforward, fairly simple to use. All you really need, of course, is a computer, and I do like that there's no cost. But again, if you wanted to spend $5 a month, you have that option too to get some of those premium features. But yeah, so that's a quick demo of Coggle. Thanks, everybody.